Hey, sweet angels, happy Friday. Let's go over your math homework. All right, so number 1, a population of insects doubles every month. If there are 100 insects to start with, how many will there be after 7 months? So the two things we need to remember is we have a new equation for exponential functions. The first equation says y equals a times b raised to the x power, or y equals a times 1 plus or minus rate raised to the x power. And we know that the rate will be expressed in percent. So anytime you have a percent, you're going to use this equation. We know that the y is your final number. We know a is your initial, and of course your rate, and your x is going to be in years. Okay, so let's set this up for number 1. See how you did. For our known values, we know a equals 100, b equals 2, x equals 7 months, and our y is our unknown. Does your equation look like mine? I hope so. Number 2. We've got a couple of hints on number 2. We know that the Petri dish doubles every hour, so our rate doubles. It also says if there were 1,073,748,824 bacteria after 24 hours. So that was the level of bacteria after 24 hours. So we know our y is that big number. We know our time, which happens to be x, is 24 hours. How many were they to start with? So our unknown is our a value, our initial value. Let's set up our equation. How does yours look? You should have everything written down like me. Number 3. Okay, check your answer on number 3. Okay, on number 4, it's a little tricky. It says that a computer depreciates, which means loses its value, at a rate of 1/3 every 2 years. So it only depreciates 1/3 every 2 years. And it says if it now costs $75 after 6 years, so we know the end value is $75 after 6 years. So, how many times did it get to depreciate during that 6 years? Once every 2 years. So, of course, our x value, our time, is 3 times, because 6 divided by 2 is 3. How much did it cost when you bought it new? Your A is your unknown. So we set this up. Our Y value is 75. And the trickiest part is to know that your time is depreciated 3 times within that 6 years. That's a tricky one. You have to be careful with those. Okay, number 5 is a little tricky as well on the time. It says that it triples every 5 days. So it wants to know how many dandelions would it have after 20. So how many times did it triple within the 5 days? Or the 20 days. It triples every 5 days, but how many times did it triple within 20 days? Is 20 divided by 5, which equals 4. Does that make sense? Let me know if it doesn't make sense, and I'll be glad to talk you through it. All right, check your answer on number 6. This is one of those ones that has a percent, so we either have to add it or subtract it from 1. Of course, it is increasing, so we're adding it. All right, we're going to write on number 7 and 8 if they are linear or exponential. Okay, on number 7, it says my investment grows 12% a year. Well, if I invest money and it grows 12% this year, the amount of money that I have in my account next year being multiplied by 12% is not the same amount. It increased. So it's not a specific amount every year since it is 12% of the value of the investment. So each year, the 12% would be multiplied by the new value. So this is definitely an exponential equation. All right, number 8, my investment grows $1,200 a year. There's nothing that changes with $1,200. It's just saying for say I put $200 a month in, irregardless, for the year. That means I have put in $1,200 each year. That doesn't change. It's $1,200 this year, $1,200 next year, $1,200 the next year. So that's a steady rate, a rate that doesn't depend on anything else. So that's definitely a linear equation. All right, so we have checked homework, and at this point, if you're still confused on anything, you definitely need to get with me and I will work with you. Hope you're having a great Friday.